forgetting what I'm doing. I am forgetting year 9 and 10. Oh my God, let's go. So anyway, so we're looking at plants, love plants, and we're looking at how hormones affect plants. So we're really lucky. When we say lucky, we're very different because we can do two things. We've got a nervous system so we can respond to the environment very quickly. And we've got a hormonal system so we can respond to the environment chemically, which is slower. Plants do not have a nervous system. They do not have a nervous system. You know me, I write everything with the least amount of text as possible. So they use hormones, like us, but these are plant hormones specifically to hormones. So when you're doing Key Stage 3 in GCSE, the main hormone you look at is auxin. It is really useful. You can go down to the garden centre and buy some. All right? You can buy it from Amazon. It's really cool. It's useful for a few different things. All right. Now, if you decide to sit a higher tier, you look at two others, Gibberellins and Ethene. Ethene is a gas. It's actually one of the gases that comes out of your cooker. But anyway, so plants respond to the environment and they can move very slowly, and you'll see it under certain conditions, depending on the stimulus, the stimuli, the external environment. So two things you need to know about is how they respond to light, and that's called phototropism. Plants grow towards the light because they need light for photosynthesis, and they want it. And they also respond to gravity. That's gravitropism. Roots want to go down. They don't want to go up because they ain't going to find anything floating in the air. So roots want to go down for two reasons. They want to find nutrients and water, but also it can help them grip to the ground. Try pulling a tree out. All right. So that is phototropism and gravitropism. A little bit more in terms of phototropism. It is positive phototropism because plants want to grow towards light. And auxins made in the tip of the root. And I put an image here. I didn't draw it, I stole it. All right. So what you do is in the root tip, you have lots of auxins. Right? And these little dots are that hormone, that chemical messenger, auxin. And when light hits it, so you want to imagine a light source is coming from here. So it's like the sun, which definitely is not green. Definitely, it's like a yellow colour. So you've got sunlight and you've got the sun over here, a light source over here. The auxin diffuses away, moves away, all right? And as the auxins move away to the left, it causes, and if you look very carefully, the cells, so these are the normal cells, but when auxin, high concentration of auxins, the cells elongate. They get longer. These guys don't, there's no auxin there, these guys get longer. So they elongate, they get longer, and it causes the tip to bend towards the sun. Okay, this is positive phototropism. All right, now, gravitropism. All right, and there's two types. And if you think about it, I'm going to do a really posh diagram. If you think about my germinating seed, I got leaves. They want light, so they're going to grow upwards. This is negative gravitropism. It's growing the opposite direction to gravity. All right, they want to grow up so they can be up in the sunlight. You think about the roots, that's a posh diagram for the root. That looks like an arrow or a dragon's tail, which I don't want it to. So here's the root growing out, my little seed, my little bean. It's going to grow downwards. This is positive gravitropism because it's growing in the same direction. All right. Now, in the shoots, auxin causes cell elongation. All right. Now, in the roots, it does the opposite. It inhibits, it stops cell elongations. Roots go down, shoots go up. And I wanted to really show, my biology teacher was Ace. He actually, I'm going back to the 1980s, and he actually did this experiment. So you have a Petri dish. You put some cotton wool in, and you put some beans in. You can try this at home. You know what I say? Year 10, you can do it at home as long as you ask your parents. And they start growing. Now, what you'd expect is the shoot is going to start growing downwards towards the ground. This shoot is going to start grow up towards sunlight. But If you attach the petri dish to the clinostat, it's just a cylinder that rotates. The shoots get confused because there's no overall gravity. Sometimes gravity is pulling it this way, sometimes it's pulling it that way because it's rotating. And the shoots don't grow up or down because gravity is cancelled out because you're rotating. All right, so auxin growth produced in growing tips, all in the tips. All right, it moves the cells behind the tips and it causes cell elongation. Now, this is the rule that you've got to be very careful about. The more auxin, the more it grows in the shoot, the more there is cell elongation in the shoot, or more cells grow in the shoots. More auxin in the roots, the opposite. There's less growth in the roots. All right. If you're doing a higher tier, I hope you are. I hope you decide, you know what, I'm going for the tough one. It's really not that tough. Just adds a bit more work. All right. So there's a hormone called gibberellins. I love that name, gibberellins. If you want to grow something like wheat, you want to start your seed germination pretty quickly. And you add gibberellins to it. It starts seed germination and dormancy. They're asleep in winter. So when you get loads of seeds, normally in winter they don't do anything. Give them gibberellins, they wake up. Right? It helps flowering, but a real cool one. Gibberellins can increase fruit size. All right? The other hormone you got to think about is ethene. Right? It's a gas. All right? So what you can do is you use it for ripening fruit. So we get bananas from all over the world. We can't grow them in England because, well, it's not exactly a heat wave. So you can harvest them when they're green. As they're coming across on boats being transported over, they release ethene gas. And ethene gas causes them to ripen. All right? Okie dokie. Now, that's what I just talked about here. It delays ripening in transport, so you keep green bananas in the boat. They get to the shops, or they're nearly close to shops. You give them ethene gas, and they start ripening and turning yellow. All right. Uses I've just talked about. Auxins can be used as weed killers, believe it or not. If there's a broadleaf plant like dot leaves or dandelions or nettles, it'll kill them. But it does not kill grasses. So it must be a plant with broadleaves. Auxins are used in rooting powder. So what we do is you find it in rooting powder, and what that means is and one of my favourite plants is a gooseberry plant. So you take a gooseberry plant, dip it in auxin powder, shove it in the ground, and you get another one. And when it grows, you chop it, dip it in powder, shove it in the ground, and you get another one. You get lots of clones. All right. I don't actually use weed killers, right? My wife loves growing plants. The reason why we don't use weed killers, you want to have as much biodiversity as possible. Because if you're growing your own food, there's nothing wrong with having a few dandelions and nettles because they add food for bees, there are other insects that need them, and actually can make a really nice dandelion and nettle tea. All right, so by reducing the number of insects, you kill or you reduce the biodiversity, right? Here are your keywords. I've gone through them. You got, as per usual, 10 easy, 10 medium, 10 hard questions. Oh, that is the end of my intro. How long have I been going? 8 minutes, 50 seconds, bit longer than usual. Don't like it to be that long. Let's get that. Let's stop that. Come on, let's get this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's stop that. Ooh, a bit laggy today. I'm a bit laggy. What more laggy? I'm lagging. It's not very nice lagging. There you go. All done, Gibberell.
Yeah, all done. I'm just waiting for you to finish marking that chemistry so I can do that.
Thanks, babes. Just give me a second to add something on here. Shut that, shut that, shut that, shut that, shut that. Oh, come on, it's just a joke. I'll get rid of that Google Calendar. Yeah. I'm trying to do it now. Oh, this is ridiculous. Do you know what? I'm just going to stop that virtual camera for a moment and just leave myself on. Oh, really bad
Internet?
Have you?
No, but if my internet shut off for a second.
It's kind of like sticky. Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. Well, I don't know if it's my internet or if it's Google Meet. I'm not even sure if you guys can hear me. Yeah, it's really lagging. So I'm just going to turn my camera off for a second. I am still here. Right, Imogen, so that must be a set of... Do you know what? I'm just turning that off. I can't really... I don't know if it's me or if it's Google Meet. Oh, that means somebody's new.
Yeah?
Oh, not again.